So 2 years ago, we presented, for those of you that were at that conference, we presented you all with a very simple idea. This is Thomas Burke, by the way, our LifeWave ambassador to the Red Cross, who's on the far right. And since 2005, we have been involved in philanthropic efforts. So it's based on this philosophy that when you have a company that's successful, let's go ahead and give back and let's help those people in need. But one of the things I've always been frustrated with is that it always takes such a long time from the point of when something actually happens to where we make a donation to where that money gets to buying food, water, medical supplies, and actually getting to people in need. So what if we had the technology where we could be the ones responding immediately and helping those people in need? So that's what we wanted to do, is I wanted to take a look at this and say, okay, let's create a new type of drone technology where we could be the ones delivering food, water, medical supplies. So we introduced this drone at our event. We had it on stage, and it was awesome. Jim Caldwell and I made this presentation, and it was just one of those things that you remember the rest of your life when we got to unveil this drone. And that will give you an idea of the scale for those of you that haven't seen it before. And Jim asked me an interesting question 2 years ago. He said, when we showed that fixed wing drone, he said, can it take off and land vertically? And my answer was not today. And you notice that since then we've changed that. The drone on the left is capable of taking off and landing vertically, so it can pretty much fly anywhere in the world. So that means we could get to deliver life-saving things to someone stranded on a mountaintop. And this drone, as you can see, is no toy. It has a 15-foot wingspan and about 150 pounds or more of payload capacity. So that's a lot of medical supplies. And then the real secret behind this is the power generation technology. So this is a technology that I invented. We developed it in our laboratories. I have a great team of engineers that I work with. And this is really a revolution in the way that we're going to be thinking about clean energy. And as a matter of fact, when this engine is in operation, we'll operate it in a closed room, because the air that comes out of the exhaust of this engine is cleaner than the ambient environment. The other thing about this is that we are going to break a world record in drone flight, and to put this in comparison, big companies like General Atomics that have military drones, they're capable of flying 30 hours. Ours will greatly exceed 30 hours of flight time. What that means is for this drone, we could fly it from our office in Orlando to our office in Galway, Ireland. So the intent of this drone was to use it for missions like search and rescue, delivery of medical goods. So we would take this drone, let's say it was down in Florida, and we just had these hurricanes that went through. We could be coordinating with ground efforts and looking for survivors and assessing damage. That's the intent. So it's also the first step towards an enormous opportunity in our business, because when you come to our corporate office in Utah, what you're going to see is one of the new technologies that we'll be coming out with in the coming years is a home power generation unit that's based on this tech. So you can have energy independence, you can generate clean energy, power your home, charge your electric car if that's the direction you want to go in, and make a lot of money in the process. So in the future, a LifeWave opportunity is every time someone is using clean electricity, you're making money off of that. So I'm happy to announce today, this is one of the many surprises that we had planned for you, that we have taken a big step towards turning that dream into a reality. And I call this new technology Thunderstrike. Just the same way that we would generate clean energy in a thunderstorm, we're going to use that concept to generate clean electrical power. And we do it safely. So we set up a business called Thunderstrike, and not surprisingly, it's called Thunderstrike Aviation because the first application of this is going to be in drones. So we're going to herald in a completely new era of the way that people are going to be thinking about drones. The current state that we're at now is we have achieved regulatory approval where we can now be doing our flight testing. And we have set up to do this at a facility in Denmark. I like Denmark too, not surprisingly. Yeah, actually the way this turned out, I mean, this is God's intervention into this. There's no question about it. I met and married a Danish woman who I love deeply. She's an amazing woman. And as it turns out, the largest drone testing facility in all of Europe is in Denmark. And so I went over there, I had a few meetings, and right away I was dealing with the Minister of Foreign Affairs and different departments within the government. We met with the right people and they gave their approval, and now we're doing this certified drone testing. Now something interesting happened I want to tell you all about. I appeared in the news in Denmark because we had a ribbon cutting ceremony at our hangar. So we built a 4,000 square foot hangar over in Denmark for our drones, and there they sit in our hangar. And so we had this beautiful ribbon cutting ceremony. We had representatives from the Danish government there. We had the Minister of Foreign Affairs. We had the mayor of Odense, which is the town where this is at. It's at Hans Christian Andersen Airport. And we had all of these reporters there. And you guys would be so proud of me because I gave this beautiful speech about how we were using these drones for humanitarian aid and to help people in need. And the first question I got from reporters was, when are you shipping these drones into Ukraine? And I said, no, these aren't military drones. They're not for use in Ukraine. These are for humanitarian aid. We're working with the Red Cross. We're working with Convoy of Hope, and that's the intended use. So that night on the news, my wife Christine and I were watching the news. It's like, oh, so exciting. They're going to be putting me on the news here in Denmark. Let's watch it. And then the title was, New American Company Sets Up Drone Business in Denmark to Manufacture Drones for the Ukraine. I was like, fake news. Fake news. Yeah, so, but one of the reasons why we set up there is that at the airport, people over there are incredible. We've had so many people come in wanting to be a part of this. We have a 6,000-foot runway. Of course, with our VTOL, we don't need that. Our fixed-wing drone takes off and lands in about 350 feet or so, but we've got 18,000 square kilometers of flight space. So this is really the ideal space for testing out this new technology. So I think in closing, what I would want to tell you about that is, is that in the last 2 years, we started this project 3.5 years ago, and we went just from a very, very simple, basic idea of wanting to have a drone project to where we've created this revolutionary power generation tech, And now we're in the position of getting it certified to where we can actually go out and use this drone for what it was intended to be used for. And I want you to think about the day that comes where there are these natural disasters like hurricanes, and we're working with groups, and our drones are flying in with the LifeWave name on it. And of course, we're going to be getting free national coverage of LifeWave providing this humanitarian aid. And it will further get our name out there in the world about who we are and what we stand for. Innovation, and we're using our innovation to help the planet. So there's so much more to come on this project, and I'm glad that I got to share this a little bit with you today, but I can tell you there is a lot more coming, and look forward to giving you another update on the drone project next year. So thank you very much. Thank you, everybody.